Hey, what's good, Cowboys Nation? How y'all doing today? Thanks for being here. Thanks for being here. Hey, I know it's been a while since I've been here. Just been trying to get some things together for training camp. Just packing my things up. We know training camp starts next week. Next week Wednesday, I'll be out there the following week. For the first day they put on pads. So I just been getting some things together. You know what I'm saying? Getting things together. So, thanks for being here. Gonna get started shortly. Still getting my things set up. Come on into the chat. Come join me tonight. Today, of course, we've been hearing the talks all week. We're getting a little bit of news here and there. We're hearing, of course, we heard this kind of last minute drop with the Zach Martin news on, kind of our doorsteps that he was unhappy with his contract. I just kind of want to talk about just kind of all these guys we have, coming up this year that, we're going to have to, either think about, of course, extending or, re-signing or bringing them back, letting them walk. So I just want to kind of bring up a few guys that we may have our eyes on. So real quick. Raymond Salas, what's up? How you doing? Thanks for joining us. Good to see you. Hope you're having a good day. Hope you all had a good week, good Saturday. I hope you guys are, got your feet kicked up, got a drink in your hand, some food in your stomach. Hope you guys chilling. Yeah, so before we jump right in, I just want to kind of touch on, just how thankful I am just to be where I am right now. I just been able to get in touch with, just some really cool people in the community, in the Cowboys Nation community. And, really just, since kind of starting my channel, it hasn't really been that long. I say it's, a little less than a month, but just this little bit of time, I've just been able to get in touch with some real cool people and, just getting some real, cool tips and cool advice. And, it's just amazing how, how friendly and just family oriented, Paris community can be, just to be so welcoming, just giving their time, just for someone, for me, someone they don't know that they don't have to give their time to, it's just really dope of them, really dope. Yeah, I feel you, Raymond. I'm ready to see if the Cowboys can do it this year too. I feel you. Yeah, like I said, yeah, just a few content creators out there. Shout out to West Coast, shout out to Boss Cowboy, shout out to Mrs. Dika, we all know her within the Cowboys Nation community. Just so dope, just giving up just a little bit of their time. Shout out to Jay Tuck, for subscribing, landlord Henny, showing love here, what I'm saying? It's just been, a real blessing since I just been able to kind of start this, I just kind of, you know, just something in my heart just told me to kind of, go after this. I'm really enjoying my time. Just kind of putting my time in, and of course with the season approaching, it's approaching fast, and really that's what been kind of doing this past week, just kind of taking some time to getting my things in order, for because I got to work, all the way up until the day I leave, pretty much. So I just got to make sure I have everything prepared. So that's really, I just want to tap back in with you guys. I know it's Saturday, early Saturday evening, not too late, about 5:45 on the East Coast. But just kind of want to tap in with my family, see how you guys feeling about these contracts. Just seeing, as everyone been kind of saying, we had a quiet off season, and here we go, with some news, whether good or bad to talk about. So the Cowboys are going to get their clicks. What I'm saying, we know that we always going to be kind of talking to town. So I guess it won't be any different this year, I'm sure. Hey, what's good, Tavis? How you doing? How you doing, hon? Good to see you. Glad you checked in. Glad you checked in. Just getting started here. Just saying how be getting stuff together for camp coming up pretty soon. I'll be out there. I'll be actually out there the 30th. For the first day I'll be out for the next day. The first day they put on pads. So they kind of taking the past week, just kind of getting things together and putting stuff together. Bruce, what's good? What's good? Hey, you ain't lying about that, bro. You are not lying about that. He ain't even got he got a mansion, he got rooms full of dough, and he only on the second room by now. All the dough he got. For real. Like he ain't gonna make it through all that dough he got. He's a rolling it. It's crazy. Like he got a movie being made, he got a team. Well, it came from oil, like it's crazy. Like I bet you the money he got, we can't even think of for real in his lifetime. Like I know he rolling in it. What's good, Dwayne? Hey, thanks for checking in. Good to see you. Good to see you, fam. Yeah, we just getting started here. Prepping for camp. Coming up next week, next Wednesday. The boys about to be back in Cali, about to do their thing. What I'm saying, for 2023. Can't wait to see. And now we actually get a chance to be excited for both sides of the ball, for offense, for defense. What I'm saying, hopefully, I'm really, I know we really didn't use Turp a lot last year. I'm hoping that at least we can keep him on special teams. See if we can get a few more bursts here and there, because I just love his potential coming out of preseason last year. So I know we didn't, fully see what he could do, but we saw bursts here and there. So I'm still hopeful. I'm really, if I'm being honest, being really hopeful, hoping they kind of use him more on offense. But of course, I'm sure that may be kind of out of reach with just the wide receiver room we have. But I'm hoping they keep him around just to keep really all three sides of the ball, if you will, offense, defense, special teams, just to keep all of us rocking. I'm saying, and he can really come out and just be a real complete team this year. I think that could just really give our boys a boost, and just really make us a really powerful team this year. It was good. Yeah, you right. Yeah, you right, Dwayne. I mean, yeah, you right, Tavis. Yeah, he does need a wrench. I gotta work on that. I gotta do that because what I be trying to do, I be trying to do the streams through YouTube. That's usually where I can do the wrenches. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do that offline. Hopefully, and hopefully next time we come back, I'm gonna have that fixed to where the way how I'll have y'all wrench. Yeah, Raymond says, yeah, I'm ready for Stephon Gilmore too. I agree. I'm ready. I'm ready to see the effect he's had on this DB room. We already see the wide receivers kind of trying to step up their game because Cooks came in. Let's see if the DBs took it in the same sense with Gilmore coming in, and I'm sure they did. I'm sure they did. I'm sure we're gonna see a turn up for sure. Hey, Bruce, you crazy? They dive in Scrooge with duck style. Hey, you ain't lying. What's that, DuckTales? When he was diving in and out that money. Hey, you ain't lying. That's for real. Yeah, Turpin is Austin 2.0. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I'm really hoping they keep him around, like, because he's definitely explosive. We just did. I mean, in my opinion, we just did not see enough of him last year. As far as getting touches on offense, and even just being, and not even maybe even more mad, just him being in there on decoys, just kind of just like, you're not, you're still not helping this guy out. He's getting the feel of being in the game, but I mean, for him at that point, it's just practice because all he's doing is just running up the field. As a distraction. He's not getting, touches, on the offense. So I would just love to see, hopefully we'll see it in training camp. Just some, maybe even just some packages here or there where we can see Turpin just get his hands on the ball, screen. I'm saying, even just to jump, even the dump off, just the flats outside, just have him, get the ball in his hands, get a feel for his feet, on the field, and just, you never know what kind of play you can see out of him. If you just give him some space. Yeah, Brandon Cooks, Micah Parsons. Yeah, they gonna be some stars this year. I agree. Yep, Sugar Daddy Williams, what's up? Hey, welcome. Good to see you. Hey, happy Saturday, happy weekend for real. I just be happy to see the weekend. You feel me? Yeah, I agree, Dwayne. Hopefully Mike McCarthy will get work his way in there somehow, some way for real. Because I would just love to see his explosiveness. Like, I just think, not saying him and Pollard are the same, but just, we see he can turn the Jets on just when he has space. We even see, I even still just, shocked when I think it was the Lions game, I believe he had that return where he just kind of like turned up and like he just, the last defense was, I believe, the kicker, and he just happened to clip him up or something like that. And it's just to see him, just to see the change of direction. You know what I'm saying? So I would just love to see him just have more opportunity to get his hands on the ball. Yeah. So you guys, like I said, I just want to talk about a few of these contracts we have coming up. I can't wait till camp, Tavis. Yeah, I'm already getting excited. Yeah, the countdown starts now. For real, I'm ready for it. Yeah, like I said, just want to touch on a few of these guys that we got to get paid either before training camp, at the start of it, or maybe some of these guys we can kind of, cast by the wayside until after the season. Maybe see how they play. We know CD, had his 5th year picked up. Diggs, hopefully he won't think about holding out, but just look at some of the parameters of his contract. We can understand, but we're just gonna see. Just gonna have to see. How these chips fall. How they feel coming out of training camp. Bet. Okay. Awesome. All right, guys. Let me know if you can see my presentation. And honestly, shout out to my girl Stargazer. She's another content creator I was able to get in touch with. Just these past couple of weeks. Just getting started on my channel, and like she does great work. If you guys aren't tapped in with her channel, definitely go on there. She's amazing with her content. She comes straight with the facts. Comes with presentation. That's kind of like I said, I got to give a shout out to her. I kind of saw she was doing presentations, so I kind of got on my PowerPoint a little bit, so that way I'm not, really, honestly, it's for me, so that way I'm not having notes on my phone and having to, look down or, not have the screen on me, because I want to be able to, have, contact with you guys and be able to talk with you guys without having to look down every 5 minutes. So, like I said, shout out to her. Oh, sorry, you guys, my phone going off. But yeah, so let's go ahead. All right, so okay, Dwayne Brett says you can see it. All right, perfect. All right, so we're just gonna go ahead and dive right in. All right, so guys, as you can see, these first group of guys, of course, are pretty much our mainstays. Are just our pillars in the Cowboys. You know what I mean? Just we see Dak Prescott, Michael Parsons, CeeDee Lamb, Trayvon Diggs. We know these guys are just pivotal in our scheme, just in leadership, in position, just really all the way around, where we see these guys just really contribute, and guys, just kind of bear with me. I want to kind of get to the presentation, and if I don't get your comments right away, just just give me some time. What we'll do is we'll go through the presentation, and then if you guys have any comments or any questions, I'll try to get through them. Maybe halfway through, take a break, and see, if you have anybody else come in. Just bear with me a little bit as I get to the presentation. Yeah, like I said, these are our mainstays, who we definitely want to get paid, either or extended, like in Dak Prescott's case. Like I said, going into the season, we definitely want to make sure that we have these guys paid, have you guys, happy. What I'm saying? Of course they have their side, their agents, coming, looking at the market, seeing what they think that they're worth. And of course we have the Cowboys, they kind of have their background on how they like to pay players, or how they like to kind of wait and see, or like how they have to have their players kind of prove it, what I'm saying, before they actually get those kind of big, money contracts. So we're just gonna, first one I want to look at, of course, is CD. Of course, he was kind of one of the first, just some of the news we heard during the off season, about the Cowboys picking up his 5th year option, and we know this year, next year when they do pick up his 5th year option, it's going to be actually just under 18 million, 17.9, roughly around that number. So he's definitely going to get, some guaranteed money there, but we definitely still want to, possibly look at this year to kind of get some of this money together, maybe to pay him, or, what I think, in my opinion, is that they're just trying to, for CD, just kind of wait and see, just kind of see how he plays out this year. Of course, we know last year we kind of had to go through those, if you will, obstacles of, people kind of questioning on whether he could do, whether he could be a wide receiver one, without the presence of Amari Cooper, or just without the presence of really any other receivers to help him out. But we saw him get his numbers. Even without Dak even being there, we saw in 2020 when Dalton, played most of the games, and even a couple of games where Danucci and Gilbert came in, Lamb was still able to get his numbers, have 1,000-yard receiving years. And we know even last year with Dak missing, I believe 5 to 6 games, Cooper Rush came in, he was still able to kind of rely on Lamb. Of course, we know we definitely rely on the run game. Of course, we know that, but we just know that Lamb was able to step up, some plays, when we actually needed those plays, he's able to, catch the ball, get those yards up to contact. We know he kind of built up some muscle in the offseason. We knew he was able to take those hits. So now we're just going to be able to, kind of just see him kind of develop more into the player that, he's, I won't say has actually always been, but just kind of player that he wants to become. We know that he kind of, idolizes, I believe it's DeAndre Hopkins. So we're just gonna see. I kind of want to see how he kind of comes into his own. Kind of how he leads the wide receiver room. How he's gonna kind of take command. We saw Dak and them take that trip, but just him being wide receiver one, how he's gonna. We know Dak is a leader, but how he's going to be a leader in his own right, to wide receivers just in general, just how he's going to be able to teach them, just off his, even though he's only been in the league, with 3 going on 4 years, he still just be able to give, for the, up and coming wide receiver, just, kind of giving, what he's been through, hey, he may be able to share how he felt back then going through those years without his QB1. So, that's definitely something that, not every player has to go through. And, even, for him to still be able to, get his numbers. I think that's a really good reason. And, I'm glad in the sense that the Cowboys did decide to pick up this 5th-year option, but, I'm just hoping that they, eventually, maybe, this year, maybe get, even next year, we know the cap is going to go up. Just be able to solidify our wide receiver one. Going to the future would just be really good. Just kind of a really good statement for this team. And we know just some of the contracts that have happened in the past. Just kind of compare. We know AJ Brown went to the Eagles. He was traded from the Titans, and just looking at their numbers. Well, before I get to the numbers, looking at Terry McLaurin. He's on Washington. And also DK Metcalf, he signed. He signed an extension, and we know that not all these receivers are the same, but just looking at the numbers, they're thinking that maybe CeeDee Lamb might be signing a $25 to $30 million contract, and of course looking at Brown's numbers, that's fair. We see he did more with less, but we also know that the Eagles also have help, if you will. They have Devontae Smith. They also have a tight end, Goddard. You know what I'm saying? So they, have a few more pieces than the Cowboys had this past year. So just Brown having, just kind of having that backup, if you will. He's able to kind of solidify just what he has, and kind of same thing with McLaurin. They kind of, I believe their draft pick from last year was able to kind of come in. His name right now is kind of something in my mind, but I believe it's Dotson for Washington. So he was able to kind of come in, to be a piece to kind of be, on the lookout for. So Terry, has a little bit of help, but he's able, he has lower numbers than CD, but that may account for that. But he got a contract, 23 mil. We see the numbers, so it would definitely be fair for CD to to want more than that, but just under so that's what say maybe 25 to 30. That's where of course Brown is at 25, when we see DK down here is at 24, and just in my opinion, DK is a different receiver than CD. I wouldn't compare them side by side, but just seeing him get a contract, and I mean I don't know if that's his second contract with the Seahawks. I believe it is, but just seeing if he can get a contract, he kind of high points the ball. Like I said, they're not the exact same kind of receiver, but I believe that CD kind of in the same right has the same kind of leadership. He just recently became wide receiver one, so we're definitely know he's going to see more targets in the years coming. Of course, we know the wide receivers coming up next for their contracts. We actually know Debo just got signed last year before preseason, and we know Jefferson and Chase are both coming up. So, that's just something we want to kind of keep our eye on. Kind of staying ahead of the market. You know what I mean? And of course, we all know Cowboys don't want to pay too much, but we just kind of. I just believe they want to kind of see how he kind of turns up this year. Of course, with the weapons that we acquired in the off season, and just seeing the overall camaraderie and the chemistry in the room, we may just see, I'm sure we're going to see an uptick from CD this year, once again. Now, of course, next we have Diggs on the list, players that we have to play. Of course, since he's been drafted, he's got 17 interceptions. Of course, we know he's at first team All Pro nod. Of course, those interceptions came in 2021. He just really just been, just been progressing since he's been drafted. You know what I'm saying? He's just kind of upped his game. He's always, constantly criticized. We know he was criticized for the, quote unquote yards he gave up along with the interceptions. But, we also know that we heard nothing about that last year. So, that was just them just trying to find, just even just a grain of, not necessarily failure, but just a grain of fault, if you will. Just within, his game, like we see even this past year, just become more disciplined, just kind of, keeping, the wide receivers that he's faced, as we see in 2022, these are the receivers that he's faced. Of course, we know we faced Jefferson. We played the Vikings. We had that huge tackle in the Bengals game, especially, towards the end of the game when we needed it. Of course, we had Rush in that game when we lost Dak. So, he definitely has those moments of impact where we can rely on him to, keep these kind of receivers at bay. Jamar Chase, as I mentioned earlier, Terry McLaurin, Mike Evans, you see the numbers. It's hardly a touchdown, when Diggs is on their side of the field, and even when, Mike Evans had a touchdown, but, we know week one, that's week one when we're just starting out and we see in the playoffs, it was a different story. You know what I mean? So we see the kind of game that he plays and, just how he's able to, kind of, maintain, or even just kind of improve his self-discipline, his patience on the field. You know what I mean? So, I think he's definitely a candidate that we have to look at. We haven't heard too much of him of trying to hold out, but I mean, as you can see here, playing on $4 million. I mean, no one wants to play on that. Being, damn near one of the best receiver. One of the best quarterbacks in the game. Of course, just looking at, some of the other DBs who recently got paid. There's a Ward on the Browns, Zaire Alexander on the Packers, who he just got paid. We see the numbers. Actually, I'm sorry, guys. I didn't put Trayvon's numbers up here, but I believe Trayvon had the same amount as pass defended by Zaire. So his numbers were actually close to Zaire's numbers. But of course, we know he only had 3 interceptions. We see Ward had 3, so it wouldn't be out of this world for him to ask for 20 maybe to 22 million just because he can kind of add those interceptions in, just because he's kind of upped his game since he's been here and really just been outside of some missed tackles here and there, and just really a reliable player for the defense. And of course, we know a key to all this could be extending our quarterback, Dak Prescott. And of course, we know, all the hate, that he gets, pretty much all year. I mean, even in the off season, he can't catch a break, even when he's just, holding the camp, for kids, a youth camp of all things. And, he's misquoted as saying, we won't have, or I won't have 10 interceptions as opposed to tipped interceptions. So, we know this guy just gets, our quarterback, and the kind of hate that he gets, no matter what he's doing, no matter what he's doing. Like I said, it can just be the off season. So, just keeping it football as far as maybe the leverage he may have as far as coming back to the contract table, and why he, if they talk about extending him, well, hey, we may not look directly at 2022, but we look at 2021. We know he did very well. Not granted, he had different pieces. That's when we still had Cooper. Of course, CeeDee Lamb and Gallup. Unfortunately, never all at the same time, but he was still able to get his numbers. In that season. So, over 4,000 passing yards. And a passer rate over 100. It's definitely something to be regarded. As far as contract talks. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, in 2022, we know he had those interceptions, but we also know he had that broken thumb. I don't know from experience, but it would stand to reason that you're not going to throw the same, even coming back from surgery. I'm saying even, I don't know if he was rushed back, but I'm saying it's still within the same year of having thumb surgery. So we still have to consider that. And just looking at some of the reasons as to why to extend them. The main reason, if we're just looking at the black and white, look at the cap hit we have for next year, $60 million. Who wants that on their books for 1 year? I'm saying that should, and really that should be reason enough to extend him. You know what I'm saying? Cutting him would just be a crazy mistake. And we know that he doesn't want to be franchise tagged, and he really doesn't want to be traded. You know what I mean? So just extend him. He wants to be here. I mean, we see him. He already has chemistry with the team, but just see him kind of improve his leadership skills even more, taking out, instead of just taking out the receivers, he took out his receivers, his tight ends, you know what I'm saying? He took them all out to Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? For that, just to get the chemistry up even more before training camp, you know what I mean? So just to see him kind of take that step forward of being even more of a leader that we know Dak already is, you know what I'm saying? Just we can tell he wants to be. I mean, he said before he wants to be a Cowboy. He can't see himself playing anywhere else. So why not? Why not make it happen for both sides? And as I said, extending him, as we talked about, as we heard in the news this week, it creates funds for other players such as Diggs, Parsons, etc. You know what I mean? So this can make multiple parties happy. We could sign multiple players and keep, hopefully, the majority. I don't necessarily know if we keep all of them, but keeping the majority isn't a bad idea either. And of course, we see on the most recent contracts, actually, people make a big deal of how much we're paying Dak, but actuality, he's actually the 9th highest paid quarterback right now. He's actually tied, with, as we see, Daniel Jones and Matt Stafford. And just a sidebar, I'm not sure, why, Jones is paid that much, but as we see, just because he was, it was his time to get paid, so that's how much he was able to garner based off his numbers. And granted, I'll give him. I'm not shading him. I'll give him his credit. Daniel Jones just for a little bit. This past year, definitely improved his play. But we can look at the numbers. Well under less than 1,000 yards than Dak has. You know what I'm saying? And Dak. Oh well, that was 2021. But I believe these are actually Daniel Jones numbers from last year. But even still, just the numbers are just nowhere close. I mean, I'm just looking at his numbers for the year. He had 5 games with no touchdowns. Like how is a $40 million quarterback having games with no touchdowns? And of course we all know how not getting into the running back talk, but we know that Barkley had a big impact on that team. So just for those numbers just being compared, it's kind of crazy, kind of just not to skip ahead, but we see the same thing with Jalen Hurts. He had 5 games and even had a post-game season, versus the Niners with no touchdowns. So how can we, some fans, we shouldn't really have to blink when it comes to think about extending him and making him, maybe even a top 5 paid quarterback, because he has these numbers backing it up. Of course, we see Aaron Rodgers, just kind of comparing the numbers. We know Aaron Rodgers kind of had a down year last year. We even see week 1, he had no touchdowns. Of course, we know he was, struggling. He really didn't have, quote unquote, no weapons. He was kind of in a similar situation that Dak was in, barring, Dak got hurt. But, going into a season, not sure what weapons you have, kind of struggling, not, until late, not really relying on the run game. So you just, but Rodgers was never criticized. Rodgers, he went right to the Jets, and they're still, kind of riding on it. Kind of like last year never happened. You know what I mean? So it just could be fair that Dak could ask for near around 50 million like Rodgers is getting. But people probably balk at that and say 50 million. This, that, and the third. But I mean, if you look at, I don't have it right now, but if you look at the numbers from Dak's, even I mean. We know that he missed 5 games, but it's just if you look at 2021, like if you give Dak weapons and you give him opportunities to put him in good situations, he could have these kind of numbers. 37 touchdowns compared to 26. 2 different years, but granted, these are just 1 year apart. One second, you guys. That's actually all right. So just real quick, I'm gonna tap back into the chat. It's kind of about halfway through my show. I just want to see who's kind of joined us and see how y'all doing. Sorry if I missed you guys. Okay, I see you, Lisa. I see you in the chat. Miss Ada, how you doing? How you doing, sis? Good to see you. Good to see you, Michael Lockhart. Good evening to the Lockharts. Good to see you guys. Hope I didn't miss anybody. So I miss anybody else. Hello to you. Good evening. I'm glad you're here. Just doing a little presentation, just on these guys that we may have to that we guys may have to sign. So, I believe there's enough money to go around, but like we just have to be smart about this. You know what I'm saying? Just and definitely have to consider definitely these players on a player by player basis. But I mean, just looking at these 4 players we've seen so far, what I'm saying, what we could ask ourselves, what more do they necessarily have to prove? Let's see what you got. Some of your comments saying Jameson Winston threw 35 interceptions 1 year and don't get the heat Dak gets. Yeah, that is so true, Dwayne Brown. Now that is definitely true. Now, granted, Winston's name isn't out there as much as Dak. I'm saying we know he now is kind of a backup quarterback. But yeah, I mean, and they even talk about it, but it's just kind of like a one sentence thing that's a part of the of the speech they have to make before talking about Jameis. But he doesn't get any hate. It's hardly ever brought up. Bruce says, some people just want to extend any grace to Dak whatsoever, even if he's a top 10 quarterback at a minimum. That is so true, Bruce. Like, and it's so it's so baffling to me that how they could just it's like anything you say, they have to come up with another reason as to why he shouldn't, or they have to come back with some kind of reason as to why he shouldn't be paid this money. And it's like why is this so important for you guys for him not to get paid? He's not what. What's going on, fam? What you doing? You causing trouble again? Don't forget you in our chat, fam. I'm really waiting on you to start a channel for real, Eastside. I mean, you be in enough chat, you can really have your own channel. We waiting on the Eastside. We waiting on it, all right. Look, let him know, Tavis. Look, he was tied with Dak, and even and to be real, he had more turnovers in general than Dak. So, and that man made a Madden cover. So, we see just how much interceptions and turnovers are important to them. You know what I'm saying? This man's on the Madden cover. So, but Dak, I'm saying, he's he has no talent, per Joy on ESPN. So it's like, what does that say about Josh Allen then? But okay. But really, it's not even really about comparing them. It's just about if what makes this set of interceptions different than this set over here. You know what I mean? Hey, Double R, what's good? What's good, hon? How you doing? Glad you checked in. You about halfway through my presentation. We just talk about players that we trying to pay this season. For real, and hopefully we can get them paid, before training camp comes up here next week. Hopefully, keep some of these players at bay as well. You know what I'm saying? Just let them know we want to pay you, but don't. Could you guys imagine trying to talk to Trayvon Diggs after the football season, and imagine whether he turns up or not? It doesn't even matter. It would be because he would have so many other things going on in his ear. I'm sure other offers from other teams. You know what I'm saying? Or just trying to talk to this man after a football season versus before. I'm sure it's just two different situations. Hopefully we'll be able to get some kind of deals worked out before training camp starts. Good. I'm glad you're doing good, Double R. Bruce said that Eastside is in trouble now that Double R is here. Yeah, we gonna see. Yeah, you ain't lying about that, Bruce. All right, y'all, let's dive right back into the show. Actually, you guys, before the second part of the show, I actually missed one of the leaders of our team. Actually, I'm tripping, y'all. how could I forget about Mr. Lion over here? Look, we all know the deal with Michael Parsons. We know this dude has pretty much been a game changer since he came on the team in 2021. And amazingly, he came through a trade, with the Eagles. You know what I'm saying? I could have just never imagined that. You know what I'm saying? So I believe we are just truly lucky, truly, blessed, if you will. Not even like using, blessed like in football terms, but just to have him fall to us and just to kind of, just kind of culture shift he's brought to this locker room, and not just defense wise, but just overall. Like, this guy is just. That's why I have game changer here. Like, not just game changer on the field, but off the field as well. This guy just an amazing talent, amazing player. Okay, we see he came here. We see he came in on a 4-year contract. 17 mil. You know what I'm saying? The standard pretty much for linebackers coming in. And we see just the kind of career he's had: 26 sacks, 56 quarterback hits since he's came in. That's in 2 years, yo. He's about to, I believe, about to go into his 3rd year. So just for us to have this guy, and we know he's going to turn up even more. We see him during the off season. We see his workout videos. We see him at Von Miller's camp. We see him hitting up Andrew Whitworth. We see him hitting up, like I said, Von Miller. We see him, hitting up what's his name, Baldy. Just to have him look at his film, like it is wild. Like the trajectory this kid is on, because he wants to be great. He wants to talk to these greats. He wants to know how to improve his game. That can only do that. That can only improve his game. We see he was Defensive Rookie of the Year coming in, and we know he was a runner-up behind Bosa last year for Defensive Player of the Year. So it's only a matter of time before he gets that. Also, we see he had 2 Pro Bowl noms, also 2 All-Pro honors. And of course, we kind of heard in this offseason, that's kind of a question mark. He wants to go defensive end, but we kind of saw Dan Quinn kind of reel him back in just a little bit, but we're going to see just who what they say, not everybody's lying. Like, we're going to see who's lying, or where and no pun intended. We're going to see who's lying when Michael comes up, and whether or not he's going to be on the defensive end or not. So we're going to see what position he actually ends up playing. And of course, I'm sure that's going to be related to his agent, and just how much that'll have an effect on the money he gets to ask for. Of course, we know the most recent contract, Aaron Donald. Of course, right now he's the highest paid in the league defensive end, and we see him at 31.6 million. And he's won Defensive Player of the Year 3 times. So it's no question. Aaron Donald, as of right now, still the best in the game. We know he's definitely somebody to be revered. Excuse me, and just somebody to be modeled after. So we know the next contract coming up, as far as to keep an eye out on it, is Nick Bosa. He wants to be paid before the season start. Of course, we know, as I mentioned last year, he won Defensive Player of the Year. So he's going to see some numbers. He may see, somewhere in that $30 to $35 million window, per year. And, it just depends on what he asks for. And, because they're going to look at his past season. I don't exactly have his numbers for 2022, but I'm sure his contract is nothing, going to be nothing to sneeze at. Shout out to Law Nation. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to be no joke. Just like for them, just like it's going to be like for us, for Parsons. Like, this contract is going to be no joke. So we're definitely going to, stay ahead of it. Maybe try to pay him early. And actually, before we move on, like, shout out to West Coast. Just kind of watching this video early. Like I said, he's one of the creators I've been able to get in touch with, and able to get some tips and advice from him too, and just like I said, thanks again. And that was just amazing, for you to give your time, because I know all y'all busy right now. I know all y'all rocking right now. So, but yeah, like you said, we don't even necessarily have to look at Parsons right now. But like I said, it's definitely a good idea to kind of stay ahead of the market for this guy, because we know, like I said, it's a matter of time before he gets, that Defensive Player of the Year honor, or just able to actually, just for that big money contract. So we know he's going to be looking for it. And just this next set of guys we have. 1 second, guys. I'm sorry. Actually, yeah, sorry guys. That was actually Star right there hitting me up. like I said, shout out to her. Just amazing, another amazing content creator. Like I said, if you guys are on her channel, make sure you guys subscribe. She's at Stargazer Sports. She's doing her thing. Like I said, she's been another creator who's been an inspiration for me. They really doing their thing out there. You know what I'm saying? This next section of players we have that we possibly have to play. As we see Zach Martin here. He came up, just within this past week. And we know early in the offseason, Terrence Steele signed his second round tender. And, I haven't really heard too much about him. We know he may actually end up, being one of those players who end up walking after this season. But, we see Tyler Biadasz here, his contract actually ends after this season. So, and he's actually been playing, pretty solid. He hasn't really been giving up too many sacks, if any. I didn't get a chance to look at his numbers, too much. But, he's, really been, a part of this line who's been kind of developing, just, kind of being solid for us, So, and what really, I actually took a step back and looked at these players. I'm like, wow, these are all guys, on our O-line. So, and really staples. Like I said, Biadasz has been developing into a stable center. And, as I mentioned, Steele right tackle, there's no question about him. And we know Zach Martin, is, as everyone says, is a pillar of our line. You know what I'm saying? So just to have this many guys on our line at this present time looking for contracts is definitely, with us already having questions about our own line, it's just kind of like, wow. But, like I said, hopefully we'll be able to get around, to all these guys, give them, their asking amount, or, make them happy with whatever we are able to offer them. As I mentioned with Zach Martin, he's, if you will, he's this O-line's OG. You know what I'm saying? We know he's been here since 2014. So pretty much going on 10 years. We know he's been on an all-decade team. We already know he's a Gold Jacket. 6-time All-Pro. Pro Bowl 8 of his 9 years since he's been in the league. So there's really no question of this guy's. Everyone knows he's, one of, or if not the best guard in the league. He just got that 99 rating just the other day on Madden. I don't really speak too much on that because I don't really play Madden like that. So I'm not gonna say. I'm sure. I guess a great accolade to have. So that these are just things that are on his resume. So it's, just to make you, just to kind of solidify who this guy is. You know what I mean? 9 missed games in 9 seasons. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of how before he left, how we kind of regarded Zeke. He was kind of known for that, not really missing games like that. So for Zach to be, relatively healthy, knock on wood, and hopefully to continue his career like that. We gotta make sure we have a guard in here. We're already having questions about left guard. Like, we don't have time to be having questions about right guard. You know what I mean? And just looking at just a few of the names. Chris Lindstrom. He got drafted in 2019. He just signed a contract for $20 million. Quentin Nelson, I'm a little bit more familiar with him on the Colts. I know they were raving a lot about him when he, his first couple of years coming in. So just hearing his name, seeing he's on the same track as Zach Martin, that's a good player right there. So just knowing that he's even mentioned, in the same conversation as Zach Martin, I know that I know he's on a good track. So just seeing what they're making, 20 million, 20.5 million. And for Zach to be making $14 million a year, I can see why he would be disgruntled. Even with him not coming to OTAs, they had kind of said that it was kind of because like a minor injury. But I figured they would have mentioned that after the season if that's what it was. But I'm not saying I had the feeling, but it was just kind of like it was kind of unheard of for him not to be at OTAs. So now we see why he wasn't. So I'm hoping they get something figured out. I'm kind of more on the confident side that they will get something figured out because, like I said, he's an OG. He's been around for a long time. They got to keep him happy. They got to pay this guy. We definitely need that line. And I'm sure everyone will push, for him to get paid. As I said, that put some respect on his name. You know what I mean? Like he's been around. Like I said, damn near 10 years. And still doing the damn thing. So. He definitely deserves, contract, especially coming into this year with no guaranteed money, it's, no one wants to play with that kind of risk, kind of looming over them. You know what I mean? I actually saw I got a notification earlier about Chris Jones on the Chiefs, said that he didn't report to camp, because he's kind of in some situation. He doesn't have any guaranteed money on his contract now. Now, granted, I know it's a different position, but these guys are, especially with this whole thing with the running backs going on. These guys are not, they never really have been, but these guys are not playing with their money. You know what I mean? So to have nothing guaranteed, you want to make sure you're going into the season, into camp with, something with stock, something in your back pocket. You know what I mean? So it's understandable, why he would, be thinking that, number one, that he needs to be paid like some of these top offensive linemen, and number two, that, saying that, hey, that, he shouldn't be made to, or shouldn't be, shouldn't be made to wait to the end of the season. We're talking about a new contract. Obviously, up next we got Terrence Steele. You know what I'm saying? We know he came in 2020, and I kind of say from nothing to something, because we know when he came in 2020, he was kind of, he was he was kind of suspect, y'all. Like, we was not sure about Terrence Steele. He allowed 9 sacks. And it was just kind of like, I believe at that time he was coming in for I believe it hurt Tyron Smith, and of course, at that time we know he was playing left tackle, but we know that he was just not that good. You know what I'm saying? But within just within that year in 2021, we know he did much better. And as you can see, they got him in with that play where he's in the end zone with a touchdown. You know what I'm saying? It became a run blocking phenom. Like, just looking at highlights from last year, just having him out front, we see him make multiple lanes. Make lanes multiple times. For either Zeke or Pollard. Or even Davis a few times to be able to break free and make those big plays. So we need this guy back on the line, back healthy. We already know that they kind of said that he may not be ready at the start of camp, but hey, if I believe I saw a tweet by Patrick No C Walker saying that he spoke with Steele, I believe back in, I forget the timestamp exactly, but he said that he was feeling ahead of schedule. I believe it was during OTAs. He said he was feeling ahead of schedule. As I see here, and then hopefully, we saw the videos of him moving around. They say we always, of course, we only need training camp to see how he's moving, how he's feeling. But if we're able to see him come out, possibly week 2, week 3, maybe even week 1, just depending on how he's feeling, it'll be great, because this like I said, this line, he's definitely a staple in this line, and we could definitely use that, especially having those questions in the running back room. We definitely need a solid line. Of course, lastly, like I mentioned earlier, Biotish, he's still coming about, still emerging. Like I said, he's been, getting his numbers up, not allowing sacks, protecting the quarterback, trying to protect the ball. You know what I mean? We know he made his first Pro Bowl last year. I believe he was an alternate. Correct me if I'm wrong, but even just getting that nod, that, like I said, something to add to your resume. So, he's picked up in 2020 as well. I noticed that with a lot of these guys, a lot of these guys are coming up, around the same time with these contracts. So that definitely makes it difficult when you have a bomb ass draft class. That's what ends up happening. You end up having to pay all these guys, or these guys come up at the same time with contract talk. So it just like they say, like they like to go with their guys, but when it comes up where you have to end up paying your guys, it just you kind of not necessarily have to let the chips fall where they may, but you kind of see where they as I mentioned in that video with the analytics, kind of how to where to put your money at. Do you want to take the chance and as we see Biotish's contract ends after this year, do you want to re-sign him? We see top center contracts averaging $12 to $14 million. You know what I'm saying? Do we, are we really going to pay Tyler? Even at the least $12 million? I doubt it. So, like I said, he just may end up being one of those guys we end up seeing walk. And not even just doing a little bit of research, it looks like we may even get a comp pick if he walks. And as watching JC, shout out to JC Sports Network, watching his show last night, Coach Marr mentioned about Farniak. Farniak back there, getting reps at center. We saw him get reps last year. Just having him back there, kind of waiting in the wings. Going to see, how he does in training camp. I mean, I was kind of saying last night, if we already have like a goal, I mean, a hole at guard, maybe kind of put him in there at guard, but they're saying that of course, we're probably gonna end up seeing Tyler there. So, we just, just know at the end of the day, Fournier is, waiting in the wings. So, Biage might end up being, one of those guys we end up seeing walk, like I said, but he's definitely turning up. I wouldn't be surprised if, as we kind of saw with, with Connor McGovern, as we saw with the year before, I believe Connor Williams, we saw them both get contracts. So, if we don't end up re-signing Biage, I wouldn't be surprised if he end up getting a contract, in the market once the off season hits. All right, let me catch up, y'all. Let me catch up. What's good, what's good, sis? Miss Patrice, how you doing? Teresa Langford in the building. Double R in the building. Rev Rebel in the building. Sadiqa Charles in the building. I'm so sorry I missed all y'all. I was doing a presentation, and actually, guys, it's kind of hard to go back and forth. But Jameson Taylor in the building. I'm glad all y'all here. Spending your time with me y'all Saturday evening. You know what I'm saying? I could be doing anything else, like literally. So I'm glad y'all here. And Rev, you know that you ain't never late. You're never late here. No such thing. 100% correct, Miss Patrice. Yeah, we need to pay this old lineman. There is very important that we stabilize this line. Like it's bad, I ain't gonna say bad, but it's one thing to have questions about the line, but to go into the season, essentially knowing that we may not have the same line going to next year, it's like, like another thing we may have to deal with, Yeah, Dwayne Brown says pay Zach Martin, he deserves it. I agree. Oh, Dwayne, is it your birthday? You said happy birthday. Hope you have a good one, fam. And it's Saturday, and you got the whole weekend to celebrate. Happy birthday, man. Hope you have a good one. That is so true, Tavis. Like it just seems like the more we talk about it, like the more out of hand it's getting. It's just like I really didn't know like we had like this many guys, number one, needing to be paid. And then this many guys are actually on the offensive line. It's like, man, this is crazy. Yeah, I agree, Double R. I can't wait to see these guys on the field too. Like the closer we get to camp, y'all, like for real, I ain't gonna lie. Like I'm getting more and more excited. Like, man, it's gonna be real once I get on that plane, and then once I land, like it's gonna be crazy, and y'all gonna be right there with me. I'll be trying to get everything I can to show y'all for real. Can't wait to get out there to see them. Yep, you're right, Miss Anna. Yep, Tyler Biadasz. Yep, and we talked about him. Like it's like I didn't know his contract was up. As of this season, like I said, we have a lot of guys going to be free agents. Following this season. So, I was hyped about this season, but it's kind of like we're gonna have some more hard looks following this season as well. Whether no matter how far we take it, what I'm saying, we're still gonna have some hard looks on the other side of this. It's all good, Mr. Again, like I just told Rev, you ain't never late. I'm glad you're here. Jameson Taylor was good. Hope you're doing all right, fam. Good to see you. That's good. I'm glad you're doing good, Patrice. Good to see you. Oh, and Miss Etta too. Wow, it's a lot of people's birthdays. Happy birthday! I actually have a cousin. Her birthday coming up on 29th. So it looks like July. A lot of birthdays, and that's a good time to have a birthday too in the summertime. That's a good time to enjoy. Rev says Harold ain't got no news about his Texans. That's what I'm saying. And Rev, I told him earlier, look, we waiting on him to start his channel. You know what I'm saying? So we can get that Houston news. You know what I mean? Because we, like you said, we don't know anything going on in Houston, so we need somebody to start a channel. Why not East Side, huh? But yeah, that was my presentation, y'all. Like I said, I was kind of taking this past week to kind of get some things together. I don't know if actually I didn't ask in the beginning of the of the video, y'all. I forgot, but let me know if y'all can hear the music because I actually got a new mic where I actually got a mic where I can talk but also get the music to play at the same time. So let me know. I know I'm mad late, but let me know if I hear the music right quick, just so I know it's working for y'all. Patrice, she says my birthday's in February. My birthday's February 10th. Yeah, my birthday early in the year during them cold months. Unfortunately, I can't stand it, but I like February though. Like February is a really good. I like the month. It's a really good feel good month. I love it. All right, bet. Thank you, Miss Patrice. Thank you, Bruce. Appreciate it. Double R said I'll be here for his first mod. Hey, I'm sure you will. Hey, I'll be the second one. Miss Patrice says hers is in November. Yeah, my pops is in November. Yeah, yeah. That's a good month too. I like that month. That's where all the holiday time is. I like holiday time. So Dika said my son thinking about to run me crazy. That's what kids supposed to do. They're supposed to run you crazy. No matter how old they are. Yeah, of course, anytime it's at anytime. Yeah, Rap says his mom's birthday in February. Yep. James says his birthday is in March. After St. Patrick's Day. Okay. Yep, she said November 29th. Okay, I like that. Yep, right near December. And Rev says his birthday is December 12th. Okay, that's nice. That's cold though. I mean, I know Well, I don't actually. It be seeming like February is colder than December though. To be honest with you, because like it's just some like January, February, them months. Like I don't leave the house at all unless I'm going to work because it's just cold. Sadiqa says he's 31 today. Yep. Yeah, he better go somewhere. Hey, if he got a license, he better be going. That's how I say. I got a license. I'm about to be gone. let me get this off the screen real quick, y'all, so I can. All right, there we go. All right, cool. Oh, Sadiqa says she's December 18th. Okay, a lot of December's in here too. July, December. Okay, mid-year and the end of the year. Okay. Yeah, I live in VA. I live in VA, Miss Patrice. Yeah, so yeah, we get that all over weather. We get it cold, we get hot, we get the rain, we get everything. She said that skin popping. Thank you, Mr. Trees. Appreciate you. Thank you. Yeah, I'm trying. I get enough sun out there, delivering that mail. So, I can't help it. That melanin got to stay popping. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. You near Virginia Beach? Yeah, I went to school down there. I went to Hampton for 1 year and then OU the next year. Then I finished out in community college up here when I came back home. Cause man, I mean, I'm sure y'all know, man, college got expensive, y'all. That ain't no joke, man. I don't know how people racking up $100,000 in debt, man. That was a lot. I had my first 2 years and was like, look, let me get my associates and pay for the rest, cause that's crazy. Now, hold on, Miss Anika. She said we rule the zodiac. Now, Aquarius rule the zodiac, but you my girl though. You my girl. What's that? December. What's that? I saw somebody say, what's that? Sagittarius, Capricorn. I know Capricorn at the end. At the end of December. Oh, okay. She said she's not far. Yeah, she said she's not far. Okay, yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, HU was tight down there. That's definitely a nice community. Well, at least to be around for school. Like I love going down there. Okay, yes, Sagittarius. Dwayne Brown says Leo rules. Okay. Yeah, you July. Yeah, you did say that. Yeah. Yeah, my cousin, I think she a Leo. Tavis says scale life, so he must be a Libra. Cause my brother, he a Libra. His birthday in September. Yeah, you a Libra. Bruce says he's a January Capricorn. Oh, okay. That means you. I don't know. I heard Capricorns work a lot, and you every time, Bruce. Every time we hop online, Bruce, you say you working, bro. I guess it makes sense. That's good. That's a great thing, though. Always getting that money. That's what you gotta do, bro. Yep. Tabor says, yep. September. Okay. Sugar Daddy says Virgo Nation. So what's that? Early September? I know Beyonce at Virgo, so she's September 4th. Oh, okay. Patrice says my son is an August Leo with his head strong. Okay. Oh, August Leo. Oh, wow. Nice. My daughter's a Libra. Bruce said he at work right now, bro. And I guess they was not lying about them working Capricorn. Yeah, I knew a Capricorn before. He was always working. That is facts. Cousins, September 12th and the 28th. Okay, that's the day for my brother. His is the 29th. And I actually have a cousin whose birthday is, I think his is the day after mine, I think. Like mine's the 10th, his is the 11th. Yep, Rev, yep. So you just got back from working tomorrow too. I'm off tomorrow, but I'll be having to work on weekends, man. I can't stand working weekends. That'd be the worst. I mean, I like having Wednesdays off, but it's always that like hitting Friday, and you're like, oh no, I still gotta work tomorrow. I'm always like that every Friday. Oh, Sugar Daddy Whip said I'm September 20th. Oh, okay. Oh, really? I know Virgo with that. Okay. I thought 20th was Libra. I think you might be a Libra, Sugar Daddy. Both my sons are Cancers, Miss Sadiqa says. Yeah, that's right. The grind is constant. You ain't lying about that, Bruce. And Dwayne says take the day off. It be sounding so easy, don't it? You know, I wish it could just be that easy. Like, oh, I'm gonna take the day off. I just wish we got like an unlimited amount of leave. Like, I'll probably never be at work. Oh, Patrice says, when are you going to camp? I'm going out there. I fly out there on the 30th. And so I can be there for the first day. They put the pads on. So, and I'll be out there just for that week. My husband is a Cancer. Oh, Sadiqa says today is Zeke's birthday. Oh, really? Today? No, I had no idea. I really ain't been on social media or nothing like that. At least not a lot after coming up from work and stuff. I pretty much got right on finishing up my show, but yeah, happy birthday to Zeke. Amen. I ain't gonna say what your wish should be, but I'm kind of hoping you come back here. Well, I ain't gonna say I'm hoping you come back here, but I hope you get a job, bro. And really, I hope you're able to win a ring with us, to be honest with you. But, that's yet to be seen. But for real, that would be nice because, I think he deserves it. Like, especially if we go far this year, or even if we do get to the bowl, if and when we do a ring, if and when we do win a ring, like I really hope he can be a part of it because he's really put in a lot for this team over the last few years. I know that's right. Look, tell her, Dwayne. Look, tell him come back ASAP. Just to be on the sideline, just in case. I know that's right, Bruce. Hey, me too. Look, that camp will be my vacation. We taking a vacation from work, but then working. It ain't gonna be work though. For real, I love doing this stuff, y'all. Like for real, like this stuff has become like fun for me, and I'm really starting to love this, this content creating stuff, Rev says Zeke is 28. Really? Wow. That's crazy. That's what be getting me the narrative in football and about players being young and old. Because I hear 28 and I'm like, shoot, 28 looking all right, But shoot, they consider that old for whatever reason in NFL. Oh, okay. Virgos are mid-August through mid-September. Oh, okay. Cool. Okay. All right, good. Oh, okay. She said she remembered that because of her son. Oh, so your son got the same birthday as Zeke. Wow. That is crazy. Yeah, I hope he will. Yeah. I follow her on Twitter. Shoot, I might just DM her right quick and say, "Hey, when's Zeke coming back?" Rev says, Rev says if Zeke comes back, hopefully he'll sign a deal, a 45-year deal. I can maybe like a 3-year deal. I would see with Zeke, but yeah, anything for him to finish his career with us because he definitely deserves it. You know what I'm saying? I just want to see. If just be honest with y'all, I really just want to see anybody who kind of got like the short end of the stick, like while Kellen was here, to like kind of I don't want to say because we don't have time to be giving everyone a second chance. You know what I mean? But I mean, hell, Rico Dallo is getting another chance. And now, granted, he didn't get a starting role these past few years, but you know. If we just anybody to see a second chance, I'd rather be Zeke, or somebody like Dallo. Like, no offense, but man, like we know what Zeke can do. You know what I mean? So just to have no questions in the running back room, but we see how things ended up happening, but we'll see. Dwayne says when the Cowboys start camp this week. I think they start Wednesday. I think their first official. I think they fight there Tuesday. I think their first official reporting day is Wednesday. Let me see. Yeah, it could be team friendly, Rev. I could see that too. As I said, maybe 3 or like you said, maybe even 4, depending on how much. Like I don't necessarily, I don't necessarily think that Zeke has maybe 4 years left. I know that's what I said, maybe 3. You know what I'm saying? 2 good years. Like I said, maybe 3. But like I said, anything to end his career here. You know what I mean? Because like I said, I feel like he earns it. I feel like he deserves it. That's what I'm saying. I said the same thing, Bruce. Like they already owe him money. Like that's really why I understand why they got him up out of here. Because you owe somebody money, I'm not cutting you. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather have somebody, like you said, somebody I owe on the books rather than somebody I don't owe, and then trying to figure out how to pay them money when you already owe $5 million to somebody over here. Why not just bring the guy who you already owe money to, and he has, I don't know, credentials to back him up. You know what I mean? So it really should be no question. All right, guys. Well, that was pretty much my presentation. Like I said, I just want to jump back in here with you guys. I know it's been a while since I've been live, but I just want to touch base with you guys. And actually, before we get out of here, I just talked to Star. Like I said, Star hit me up, and let me see real quick. Oh, shout out to Dwayne Brown for the $10 deposit, man. To my cash, I appreciate you. Oh, and that reminds me, you guys. I made. I mean, it's the same thing, but just so you guys can get, have the name, whatever. I finally created my IG for Craven Cowboys, so that way when I go out there to camp, the stuff I'm gonna upload, instead of uploading it to my personal IG, I figure I just create, my Craven Cowboys IG, and that way you guys can just, just go to one IG, if you guys want to, if you guys choose to follow me, and that way, just everything I post Cowboys related will be on there. And then that way you guys don't have to worry about going through like my personal stuff or like other pictures to get to get to the Cowboy stuff. You know what I mean? Just to make it easy. You know what I mean? So like I said, that's something else I wanted to tell you guys. Oh yeah, like I said, that's what kind of why I brought up earlier. Me and actually me and Stargazer Sports, shout out to Star. We are actually going to have a show coming out this Wednesday. Yes, the start of training camp. We kind of just want to kind of get something going, and it's gonna be called. Let me see. I'll make sure I get it right for you guys. All right. It's gonna be called Star Chasers Girls Talk Ball, and it's gonna be us two, of course, just talking about the start of the season. what we hope to see in training camp. You know what I mean? Just some players we're keeping an eye out for. Of course, there's some of the news we heard in the past couple of weeks. Just kind of starting, a show. Just kind of like I talked about before. How I kind of started the channel. I just love seeing women just get another, another outlet, just another chance to be able to get their perspectives out there, to kind of speak on the game of football, and just kind of kind of get what we think about it. So we just kind of had a conversation, and just kind of just want to start a show off where just kind of get our points of view across, and of course get in touch with our our Cowboy Nation family out there. Just get some of you guys' thoughts, and from time to time, get some creators to come through, kind of give their opinion too. You know what I mean? And just just kind of start our own thing. So I hope you guys enjoy that. It's gonna be coming out Wednesday. Don't have the exact time right now, but we're gonna be looking to try to get something together for you guys. Hey, appreciate you. Thanks, Double R. Appreciate it. Yeah, make sure you guys follow that IG. Like I said, I'm gonna be uploading my stuff on there. And I think, like I said before we get out, I think that's all I had to, I let you guys know. If there's anything else, I'll make sure I post it for you guys so you guys know. But yeah, we know training camp is coming up soon. Go look at these guys. With these training camp battles. Just finally see these guys step up. See what these seasons are gonna look like. We don't have to imagine anymore. We don't have to speculate. We don't have to do none of that. We can, actually get a look at these guys. Get excited. See how our, our prospects are gonna look. Not just the draft prospects, but also some of these guys are looking, to make a come October. You know what I'm saying? We have Bland coming into his second year. So, just a lot of guys we're gonna be keeping our eye on. Yeah, that's right. Let them know, Bruce. Hit the like button on the way out. Yeah, make sure you guys share this video. Oh, Sadika says, I'm proud of you. The next guest will be Aisha. I hope so too. That's really I've been thinking about that too. I hope I get to meet her out there, even just to say hi, just or even Haley out there, Haley Sutton. You know what I'm saying? Those are definitely two women I definitely look up to, and just even just seeing Aisha's journey, just seeing how she was able to use her background. You know what I'm saying? Just to do what she loved. Use what she knows about the game of football. You know what I'm saying? And I just want to see I just like how she was able to just kind of make herself known in the field, and just kind of bring her knowledge, bring her wisdom to the game. You know what I mean? All right, you guys. Well, it was a great show. Like I said, I'm glad you guys checked in. Thanks for spending your Saturday evening. I hope you guys have a great Saturday night. Like I said, hope you guys enjoy all your birthdays. Sadiqa's son is Ella Lockhart. Mr. Dwayne Brown. I hope you guys have a great evening. Enjoy your birthdays. Everyone have a great weekend. Be safe. Like I said, eat some dinner, drink up, put your feet up, get some rest for next week. And we almost to training camp, guys. Just hang in there, all right? I can't wait to tap in with you guys next time. Check you guys later.